Good day, colleagues. This recording will showcase how to enable Honorlock settings into your test. As we know that we are using Honorlock proctoring tool for the assessments, for the monitoring or for invigilation of the assessments when there are students that are writing the tests online. So the first thing that we need on Honorlock to be enabled, we have to use the browser Google Chrome because that's the browser that is linked with the Honorlock proctoring tool. And also, you need to make sure under your name that your email address is your name.surname at SMU. It's no longer change me at SMU. So you make sure that your email address is the accurate email address and the browser that you are using is the Google Chrome browser. Then after that, you click on the courses tab and then you click on the course that you are setting the test or you have set the test for your students. So you go to the learning module where your test is. There is the test that I've created, which is practice 5, practice test that I want to enable Honorlock settings on. You click on the three dots. Remember, you are able to edit each and every stage on the Blackboard system. You click on the three dots, which will allow you to click on the edit button. Now, from your edit button, this is your test, and these are the test questions that you have set for your students. So on the test settings, you click on this icon for the test settings. It will allow you to set your due date and all those settings, one question at a time, all those your randomized questions, your randomized answers, all those settings that we normally do when we are creating our test. Now you scroll down until Honorlock proctored assessment. Under proctored assessment, you click on configure proctoring settings. You click on configure proctoring settings. So it will show you that when the X is gray like that, which means Honorlock is not turned off. Is not turned on, which means you need to click on that X so that it can be a tick indicating that now Honorlock is turned on. So the test is now activated with the Honorlock, or it's enabled with the Honorlock proctoring for the exam. After you've activated or you turned on the proctoring, you click on the save button. After you've enabled and activated the test, you click on the Honorlock, you click on the save button, and then you click on the save button again. So when you click on that save button again, it will take you to enable the exam's instructions. So it will take you to this screen, which shows you the exams or the assessments that you have on the system. And then it will indicate that you have enabled the Blackboard Ultra proctoring, but not in Honorlock. So which means when we come here, this is where now we are able to enable the Honorlock settings. This is where we are able to enable the Honorlock settings. So next to the exam or the test or the assessments that you have enabled or you have turned on the proctoring for the Blackboard Ultra, you click next to that test name on the far right, you click on enable, so that you are now able to enable the Honorlock settings. You set the guidelines and all that stuff the normal way we used to in the previous platform. So this is where now you set those settings for proctoring or for Honorlock. If they are going to use the webcam, you record the screen, web traffic, student photo, student card, student ID is logged in. If they will room scan, all of these are the settings that we normally use or we have been using in the previous Blackboard. Remember to enable browser guard if your assessment is not an open book. Browser guard, it allows what can I say? It blocks the student from viewing other sites or from viewing other pages whilst they are writing your assessment or they are writing your test. So students will not be able to open another browser whilst they are writing your test. And then the student guidelines, this is what you set. If it's not ticked, which means students are not allowed to do it. If it is ticked, then which means students are allowed to bring those notes in that your exam. So these are the settings or the guidelines for the students. So you can read and all that stuff. And then under accommodation, you can write, which means now on the accommodation, this is where now you have special cases. For example, if one student has a deficiency or has a problem with eyes, has to use another device whilst writing your test, then you need to indicate to the live proctors and the AI proctors under this accommodation text box, indicating that Tandokazi, you write the student name and the full name, and then you indicate that Tandokazi will be allowed to use a handheld device. This now will allow or will give the indication from the to the proctors, AI proctors and live proctors, when the students are writing the test. So now they will know that when they see Tandokazi making use of the handheld device, they won't flag her as violating the rule, because this accommodation is indicating that Tandokazi is allowed to make use of or to use the handheld device. So if you have any special cases with your students, you need to indicate in this text box. And then the last button is to click on enable. The last button is to click on the enable item. Now your test is ready, is the settings are enabled for Honorlock. So the students, when they write the test, they will be proctored using the Honorlock. Another route you can do that, the enabling of the Honorlock, when you have activated or ticked the Honorlock to be on in the settings. We've got this Honorlock exam list icon that we have on our content menu. You will click on that Honorlock exam list. This one also, when you want to view the results of the Honorlock exams, you click also on that Honorlock exam list. So also it will take you to the same stage. So you will see the practice test is already enabled the Honorlock. Then you will click on the results so that you can be able to view the recordings of what took place in this test. So if you want to enable test 5, then you will see all of these that says enable, which means they are not enabled with the Honorlock settings. So you can also be able to enable Honorlock settings on this stage by clicking on enable, and then you follow the same steps that we have done in the previous test, and then you click on the enable button. So that is how, colleagues, you enable the test to be proctored using our proctoring tool, which is Honorlock, for our students when they are writing the exams online. I thank you.